And hello, happy Monday, everyone. Happy Martin Luther King Day. It's raining here again, so my happy cold Monday. Yes, it's raining here again, so my I can't even begin to tell you what's going on with my hair. So we're just gonna, I do have many things to share with you today. So it is cold. I feel like I want to go get a sweater, but we'll just muddle through for right now. And it's oddly colder inside my house than it is outside my house. So that's always a little, who knows. Okay. I have a bunch of things I want to talk about today. First of all, and I suppose whoever joins late, hopefully you will come back and watch this first part. I am being hit by a barrage of spammers that are threatening to close down our page. And I'm pretty sure, like 99.5% sure, that this is, all spammy bullshit. Because we're still here. So this started a couple of days ago, and you've invaded our, I don't know, whatever kind of bullshit they were peddling, intellectual property or whatever kind of crap, and we're going to shut down your page. And I'm thinking, you're a spammer and you should go away. So that's one thing. So if you suddenly wake up and I'm not here, I think it's probably unlikely, but if it happens, do a little Facebook search, because if we have to create a new page, then we will. So that's thing one. Thing two is, and I posted this below the other day, I've been thinking about doing, instead of doing meditation on Thursday nights, I think we should still do some meditation, because there are definitely those weeks where we need a little meditation to get through the week. But I noticed that we're not getting a ton of visitors for meditation, and that is great. So hopefully either maybe you don't need it, or maybe you're getting it somewhere else. And I know with the holidays it's been a little catch as catch can, and that's okay too. So I want to offer something that is of service. So I'm wondering about reading pictures. To do mediumship readings can be difficult through Facebook if we're not in like a video chat, because the lag time between when I say something and someone puts in a comment, hello my friend, then it can be a big lag, and so that makes holding the energetic connection between me and your loved one and you really challenging, because there's this big gap of I connect to you through your comment, your little dot of a picture that's next to your name. I feel your name. I welcome in anybody who might be connected to you. I say something, and then it's like, so having mediumship through Facebook and Instagram in this kind of a format is a bit challenging. But if we could set something up to do pictures, so on a Thursday night we could open the space and you could pop in a photograph, even if you just took a screenshot of your or whatever of your picture and you loaded it into the comment. I don't know if you can can you put a picture into the comments? I mean, I don't even know if you can add a photograph into the comments. Let's find out. So let me see. Can I write a comment I can write a comment to Tony. Hi, Tony. And I don't have a picture I can comment with a sticker. Okay. Well, if somebody knows how we could put a picture, or you could message me pictures and I can grab them in the download. So perhaps that's something. Oh, look, Tony Weston, you're a spammer. You're blocked. Bye. We don't have spammers here. So bye. You're done. See you, bye. We don't do spammers. So I would like to try and create something else that would be of benefit to our community. So I'm open to suggestions, and I'm aware that we do cards here on Mondays, which is great, and a lot of you seem to really like that, and that makes me happy because my goal is to bring something that is hello. My goal is to bring something that of value to you, and so I'm open to suggestions. And the picture thing came in and as something that we might be able to do, but I don't think I really understood the logistics. I think it might be difficult to, and I'm just doing it on my computer, so maybe on a phone you might be able to put a picture, a photo in a comment. So I'm not really sure how that might work. So if anybody is better at this technology stuff than I am, or again, open to suggestions. I would love to create some other opportunity on Thursday evening for us to connect with loved ones. The other thing is that I'm going to be setting up a bi-monthly live mediumship event. So we'll be able to, it'll be a ticketed event. We'll advertise it here and on Instagram and on my website, and we'll have a bi-monthly event that would be on Zoom. And then that's the other option is, could we move from, if you've been with me a while, I've really continued to struggle with we have this beautiful community of light, other parts of Facebook have really just become a cesspool of hate, and I really struggle with supporting that. And so we have, talked in the past about perhaps moving this whole show over to my YouTube channel. And if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, I do suggest heading over there and do subscribe, because I feel like there is a place for us to be somewhere else. And so we'll see what that looks like. It's something I've struggled with for a long time, of trying to figure out what is the best way for us to be a community of light, to protect our community of light. Could we likely have less spammers on YouTube? I don't know. I know they're over there too. And just see if there's something else that we could do. But again, I'm open to these suggestions about what other services I could offer you on Thursdays that would be more mediumistically oriented. I see Kelly's comment about the anniversary of Mom's passing. And I'm so sorry. It doesn't get easier. I feel like often it gets easier when it's not right in the pocket of the anniversary, and that perhaps the other parts of the year, maybe it's a bit easier. I will say, Kelly, it feels like, because I really do want to offer more mediumship to you all. It does feel like your mom's been, I feel like we're around 5 or more years with her. And I do feel like she does have concern about you. I have to use the word wallow, and I mean no disrespect. Please know that anything I share comes from spirit, but that she doesn't want to see you wallow. She does want to see you acknowledge. She appreciates that, but that there is the opportunity for you to be in the pocket of the sadness a little less if you chose to do that. That's so hard to be pregnant when she passes, and to miss out on that generational experience. So this is what I say, what I was saying, if you missed the first couple minutes. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Jessica. That I really would love to to offer more of the mediumship readings for you, it is really challenging to do them here in this format. So Karen, we're working on it. So you're in the right place. We're doing, on Mondays we do card readings. So less mediumistic, more oracle card, more psychic work on Mondays. And we're talking about what we can do on Thursdays that would be, and don't ever be sorry to ask. I mean, asking the questions should always be well received. No one should ever be offended by you asking a question that is sincere and comes from a desire to know. This is how we learn. And so I really would love to offer more mediumship for you. But there's such a lag in the connection, the information, the comments, the whatnots, that it can be really difficult on Facebook in this kind of a format. Because the alternative is that I just look at your name and I just start going into whoever comes forward and I give you information and whether you can take it or not. But I always want to try and do something that is going to be of service to you. So we were talking about picture readings, creating some way that you could upload a picture in the comments and that a picture of your loved one in spirit, and then we would be able to offer that, a reading of that picture and a connection through that, because that's not something that is dependent on the comments. And so that's something that if we can figure out how to do it, then I would love to create that opportunity. And I think maybe the place to do it is for Thursdays for you all to feel, and I can make a post that says, hit it in the comments and send me a picture, and then I can download the pictures, and then we can read through those pictures and do mediumistic work on Thursdays. Now, it still would be 30 minutes or less on Thursdays, and it wouldn't be every Thursday, but it would be an opportunity for us to do more mediumship work on Thursdays or every other Thursday. And again, I do want to create, we will be creating, oh good, I'm so glad that you all are receiving this well. I also want to just share that we will be doing some ticketed mediumship events. I was setting up things that would be every other month. It would be a ticketed event, and we would have that to be a Zoom event, so that way more people could participate. It won't be expensive because I want to make it open to the group. When we do larger events, there's not a guarantee of a reading, so the ticket prices are a little lower because it's not a one-on-one session. One-on-one sessions, obviously, some more in-depth reading and a bit more, the price tag goes up a little bit more because you get me all to yourself. Who just asked, Kathy, thank you so much for asking about my husband. He is doing great. He is out back to work. So poor guy, he was in, oh, Angel Tiro, you're a spammer and you're banned. See ya, bye. If you're a spammer, just go. We don't do spammers. We don't have any spammers. So spammers, bye. So this is another reason to consider moving more fully over to my YouTube channel. So if you're not already following my YouTube channel, you definitely want to get over there and just put YouTube, put in my name, Sherry Dworkin-Smith Psychic. You'll find me. I'm not hard to find. I love that you all are receptive to the different ideas that we're talking about. So so these are things that I would like to try. But again, I would also really strongly feeling about, do we move over to YouTube? Do we move over to be less on Facebook? Because half the time that we are together, I'm deleting and blocking spammers, and I'd much rather spend the time with you all than having to block the spammers. So just as a reminder, if you're a spammer, leave. We're going to block you. And when we are done with the video on Facebook, we turn off all the comments so the spammers can't come in after the fact and pester you, because I really don't want them to have access to bugging you. So there's all of that. Oh, thank you, Kimmy. I'm so glad that you all are receiving these things very well. So if you weren't here at the very, very top of our time together, I'll tell you also I have been targeted by some spammers that are sending messages like through the page saying that our page is going to be deleted. So if I think it's all bullshit, it's all spammers and scammers and just a bunch of crap. But and we've reported all of it, and some of you have messaged me and reported about it, and I really appreciate how you all have my back and each other's backs. And so if you come one day and I'm just not here, go please check me on YouTube, because if that happens, I'm just going to say, screw it, we're just going to go be on YouTube, because I just don't, I love our community of light. I really do. You all are amazing humans, and I'm so honored to be connected to you. Yay, thanks, Tony. But I hate that half of our time is talking about spammers, and half of our time is banning spammers, while we could be doing so much more fun stuff. So, all right. So, having said all of those things, okay. So photos, yes, and my monthly ticketed event. Okay. Awesome. Yay. So happy. Thank you. Okay. So I do really want to grab, there is a lot that is going on right now cosmically. There's been a lot going on with the sun. There's going to be a lot of activity from the sun over the next year. The sun is, probably longer, the sun is really moving into a very active phase. So we're going to see more things like flares and sunstorms and things like that. And if you're someone who's sensitive to energies, like, most of us are, those things can really feel like Mercury retrograde all the time. It could just feel like we're chaotic. It would feel like things are just weird and prickly around us. It can feel like, foggy brain and like we're not being able to communicate well, like our words are not like coming across, people aren't understanding us, or so there's a lot of Mercury retrograde kind of communication-y issues that can happen with sunstorms and flares and things like that. So just, it's not stuff that you will, thank you so much, Tony. I'm excited too. I'm excited to share different stuff with you all. I mean, we've been together for a while. Let's do some new stuff. With the sun stuff, it's not stuff you'll see on like national news. These things don't really make the national news. But if you follow things like NASA or Planetary News, there's a podcast called Planetary News Radio. It's a podcast, I think it's weekly. They talk about the coolest stuff that's going on with the planets and the space missions and things like that. Now, it's not astrology, okay? It's NASA. So they're talking about rocket ships and things like that. And here, living in Central Florida, we've had 2 launches in the last couple of days. Really fun stuff. But it's a great way to know what's going on with planetary things that could cause energetic disruption. And so you can just look through the headings of the and of the podcast and kind of scroll through it and be like, hey, this is they're talking about flares and sunstorms and things like that. So I am too, Tony. I'm a space nerd. I love all that stuff. I just think it's so fascinating. And if you follow like the photos that are coming out of the James Webb, that's another great place to follow. That's not astrology, but it is about what's going on atmospherically and that kind of thing. Kelly's in Central Florida too. Yay! So it's great places to get other information that helps keep us prepared. So right now, there's a lot of things that are moving with Pluto is about to move from Capricorn into a new sign. It takes Pluto a couple of years to move or about a year to move from sign to sign. And so it's a big shift when Pluto moves. So Pluto's going to move out of Capricorn, which is where we're in right now. And Capricorn is all about career motivations and where do I want to go? What do we want to do? All new ideas. What do we want to create? New stuff, like this is the percolation. This is what happens with Capricorn and what happens with Pluto and Capricorn. So but this is also the beginning of the year, and Pluto, we're coming right now, we're in the waxing moon. So we've had the new moon a couple of days ago. We've got the full moon is still, a few more days away. So we're in that energy going up, right, that we've talked about a bunch of times, that new moon energy low, and it's like a Ferris wheel. We go up to the top where we can look around and high up periscope and see what's going on out there. This is when Pluto's going to move, when we hit that full moon, and energy starts to come down. But this is also this time with the planets and with Pluto shifting to another sign. This is a time where we're starting to see this real galactic shift of energies. And you could just look around the world and see what's going on with all of this like rising, anger and rising, combat and conflict and all of this, going up. And Pluto is a big part of that. And Pluto is bringing us to the end of a human evolutionary cycle, and then we're going to move into a new part. Now, what that's going to look like, I'm not even going to begin to make predictions, because the things that I am feeling about it don't make me happy. And so we always try to, and not like I want to put a rose glasses on it, but I do feel like that there's this global event, and a lot of us thought that COVID was going to be enough, but apparently humans are slow to learn. So there is a global event that is going to really shift the consciousness, and it really is going to have to change how we go forward as humanity. And the problem is that when we had COVID, we started to see a lot of people being like, whoa, we got to shift, we got to like come together, we got to connect with each other, we got to forget politics, we got to protect the planet, we got to be united. And then all the folks who are really afraid of that, age of Aquarius, that coming together, that globalization where our planet can actually live as one, flipped out and had this whole, like, we have to hold on to the status quo. And now this part that we're in right now is all of those people still being very loud, telling us what we need to be afraid of, because all of these folks, hello Jen, all of these folks, that if we allow this change to come, that humanity as we know it, our country as we know it, our lives as we know it, will be no longer. And like, that's a bad thing. And there's certain changes and evolutions that are going to happen, whether, the left or the right or the top or the bottom, whatever wants it, there's going to be changes that are coming. And so this Pluto Capricorn thing is a really big part of kind of closing and finishing this cycle of death and destruction. But as we know with energy, we've talked about this so many times, energy does not turn on and off like a light switch. Okay, Pluto changes signs, so it's not like, oh, psh, world peace. It would be nice, but it doesn't really work that way. So we're going to see the trail of that, like if you thought of it like a comet has this whole long trail. So the comet may come, and it may take 6 more months for the tail of the comet to pass through. So the energy is going to continue to change. And so 2024, we've talked about before already, is going to be a very impactful year. It's going to be a year of reshuffling and a year of change. So hold on to your hats, because all of these things are really, it's going to be an eventful 2024 year. But at the same time, I feel like not all change is bad. I feel like we are programmed that we have learn to fear change, and this is what we're hearing from a lot of news outlets and things like that change is bad, we need to go back to the good old days, back to the status quo, and back to all of these things where change is very bad. And I want to really emphasize that change can be extremely good. Change can go forward. We would not be able to be together today at all without the change in technology and the things that allow us to come together from all across the world. Some of you put in the comments that you come to me from some countries I couldn't find on a map. I mean, I have had to go and look and see, oh my goodness, where is that person from? It's so exciting. Change can be a blessing, a gift, a good thing. Let's not fear it, okay? And let's not dig into the dogma that's being hollered from different corners saying, change is so bad, it's terrifying, we must hold on and not let any change, and we got to go back. And no, we got to go forward. We can never go back. COVID changed the world, changed how we do things. We've got to go forward. And change is not a bad thing. Doesn't make it easy. But change is not a bad thing. Okay. Tony is excited for the changes and is feeling much happier and lighter. That is wonderful. I will tell you that I also am in a place of real optimism. I look at the news and it makes me feel not optimistic, but when I look at my personal path and what I feel like is in front of us, and not just for myself, but for those of us who are on the path of light, I do feel like that there are positive changes that are coming. So again, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the easiest road, but I do feel like it's positive. So here's our animal spirit card, because I really felt like we needed to connect with some animals today. We've had so many animals in my front yard that we don't normally get. We had some vultures that were enjoying a previous squirrel. We have had a blue heron. We've had ibises. We had ibises, which is always a good sign here in Florida. The ibises are always a good sign. Ibises are the last birds to leave before a storm comes. So if the ibises are still around, you know that it's going to be okay. So I love when the ibises come. So really felt like we needed to get with some animal spirits. Also, we've had some woodpeckers around, and so that's been super fun. So this is the meerkat. This is the meerkat. Kelly says she's claiming change this year and excited for what's to come. That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Me too. I think we all should. All right, so this is what the meerkat has to say. No P backwards in the meerkat. There we go. I love this because the meerkat is right on the next page of the manatee. So y'all know about me and my manatees, right? So the meerkat is on the next page that says get support. Oh my gosh. It says get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. Well, there you go. So the meerkat is, it says write down a list of names you trust, of people you trust the most. Go back through it and identify 3 traits in each of these individuals that make you trust them. And when you're finished, you not only have a good idea of the qualities in those you rely on, but also a clear notion of the characteristics that make a person trustworthy in your eyes. So I love that. So the meerkat, because the meerkat is all about popping up, taking a look around, seeing what's going on, assessing the situation, making that decision and bringing it back to the collective, right? Because the meerkats live in colonies. And so I love that this was the card that we chose. And also look at all the colors that's behind him. And this is Stephen Farmer's Animal Spirits book deck. And we love Stephen. He just does such an amazing job with these things. But look at all the green and the yellow and then the blue that's behind him. So the green is earth and the heart messages of love, the heart energy, and also and if you look, his little heart just sticks right out, right? He's got, you know if you can see it, but it's the way it's drawn. He's got like a little heart on his chest right there. I don't know if you can see it, but so the meerkat, he leads with his heart, and he is up and looking around and seeing what is out there that I can bring back to benefit my colony. And it has all of this green heart and earth energy that's around it, and then the yellow is the solar plexus, that part about knowing who we are and how we want to show up in the world. And look how he stands up so straight. Meerkats, they know who they are. They stand up straight in the world, and they lead with that heart. They put their chest forward like that. And it's just such a beautiful card about creating that inner circle of people who you know you can count on, the people that are moving in the same direction, not necessarily like doing the same stuff, but having, hello, beautiful. But having that opportunity to create change in the world. When you are moving forward on your path, you want to have people around you that you know you can trust, people who are your balcony people who are not going to just shit on your idea and just be like, well, that sounds stupid. And so God love you, because I threw out a bunch of ideas and all of you were so positive and receptive. So either you're my balcony people, I know you are, or that, these are really great, and these are really great ideas, and hopefully that's a good sign, because then you're all going to invest in them and come along for the ride. And then it becomes something that we create together. And that's really what we're about. We go out, we look around, we get inspiration, we see what's needed, we see what's possible, we bring that back to the collective, to the community, and we make something more and bigger and better for all of us, because we went out, we looked at something, we brought it in, and we said, I'm going to try that, I'm going to give that a shot, rather than having that part where we go, no, that's stupid, people won't want that, they're just going the same old thing. We take the risk, right? We step out, we lead with the heart, and this is what the meerkat gives to us. Okay, so I felt really called to pull an angel card today as well. So we're going to use, this is daily guidance from the angels. This is one of Doreen Virtue's decks. And so I do still really like her decks. So I really do like to use them. And I'll tell you something, because, if you do cards at all, or people who do, once we get them all gooey with our energy, it's nice to stick with them. Even, I know Doreen doesn't do this work anymore, and that's okay, because she's on her path. But some of my decks that were Doreen decks that I've had for so many years, they're so gooeyed up with all my energy that I love working with them, because I feel like it's like working with an old friend. So I did have one card that jumped right out, so I'm going to honor that. And this card is Daydream. It says Daydream. And I really do still feel like there needs to be a ban on white font anywhere ever. You will more easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax, open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts, and just notice any feelings or visions or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seed of creativity. And I have to say that this is right on the money, because this is where these ideas had come in from, of doing photo readings for you all, creating these bi-monthly events, things like that. Because I just sat down and I said, what can I do? What can we do to shake it up? Because, it's not that I'm bored with the Thursday meditations, but I kind of am. And like I said, nobody is really showing up. And so hopefully you all are watching some of it afterwards. But if it's not serving our community, then let's do something else that will. So not being afraid to change. And so I asked, what can we do? And so here's some of the ideas that came forward. So, yep, Tony, I mean, if it ain't broke, right? And so this is the other card that comes in. Isn't this interesting? Is this the second card that comes in with the angels? It says an opportunity to forgive. Now that's very interesting using the Doreen Virtue's decks, because some of you may know before Colette Baron Reed, who is a really big oracle card, maven, Doreen Virtue was kind of the predecessor, and then she left the community. She left the work. She left the whole metaphysical community. She decided this wasn't her right path anymore. And while I totally respect that, my part that I really struggled with was that she then spoke negatively of all of this, which, any of us who do this work, we've all had somebody tell us we were doing the devil's work, and to have one of our own turn like that really was very challenging for a lot of us. But the products that she created while she was still connected to spirit in a loving way, I think still have merit. And Tracy, I see your question, and I'll come to that in a second. So this card, the second card, comes through as opportunity to forgive, and I think that's really important. And at the same time, this really also connects with what we were talking about of the noise that's outside, and the opportunity to close off to that and just say, I love that saying of, forgive them for they know not what they do. And we see all these folks who are, around the world, who are trying to hold control and take power and be the leaders and take over and we want to conquer this nation and we want to win this election and we want to. Forgive them for they know not what they do, because they are operating from this place of power and achievement and dominance, rather than operating from this place of love and acceptance and collaboration with the universe and each other. And so forgiveness is a big part, and this forgiveness is going to play a big part in our in going forward in this time of 2024. As we see this shuffle and this change, we're going to feel more of that. Forgiveness is going to be, sorry, brain, it's too many things of information coming in at once. As we go forward in 2024, where we are seeing all these changes being pulled in, having that forgiveness and that compassion as part of our baseline becomes really important. Okay, that's what they were trying to get me to say. Sorry, it was just too much information coming in all at once. Okay, Tony, you're off today. That's awesome. Love it. Photo reading, Tracy asked. Photo reading is, and I have a photo of my wonderful, awesome husband and I. Look how cute we are. Snuggle up on the couch. Look, it's so cute. This is pictures. I don't know about you all, but I have in my phone case, I have pictures tucked in the back of things that are important. So this is my picture, and so what you might have is where you could put the picture in the chat or in a message to me of a loved one in spirit, okay? And so then I can look at the picture and I can say, okay, this is who this person is, and we adore you right back, my friend, that we can say, okay, this is who this person is, this is what I'm receiving from them, and we use the picture as a conduit to do mediumship from the picture, to connect from the picture to spirit and back to you, because the delay of game on Facebook can be a lot when we are giving information. If spirit comes in and gives information and I say, okay, this is is that person, are you still here? Did you go to the bathroom? Did you sign off? Maybe you had internet issues. Do you know this person? Do you hear this connection? And so being able to do the photo readings would allow me to have a bit more of a communication, because what it would be, oh, thank you, Jen, we love you, we miss you, would allow me to do a photo reading of someone that you love in spirit and be able to just tell you whatever information that that loved one wants to share. And it's less of a conversation that we might have in a mediumship one-on-one reading, but it does bypass the lag time and the communication issues that we find on Facebook for things like this, because I can only see your name, I can only see the little circle of whatever you might have in there, I don't even know what's in there, those pictures are so hard to see, and so if we can upload some photos, we can do photo readings of loved ones in spirit, and then I can grab those and be able to present readings for you. What's beautiful about that is that you don't even have to be here for it. So if you are catching the replay, and so it takes a bit of pressure off of you. I mean, I know we all love to be together, but it takes some pressure off that if you can send me the photo ahead of time, then, which is I think what we might have to do, that if you message me the photos, then I can say, okay, these are the photos that I have, and be able to start doing the reading. And then if you weren't able to join us live, you'd still be able to participate and see the reading that your picture garnered later on, even if you weren't there, because a photo reading would be less about, you understand, you know, that kind of thing. And a photo reading is going to be more about, like, this is what I have, this is what's coming through, this is the situation, this is what's being shared, information, here's some evidence, here's the connection, whatever that they want to share that comes through that photo, and then to be able to say, okay, well, I'm just going to leave you with that. So well, I'm glad you guys are all super excited about the photo idea, because I am too. Then it just becomes a question of, how do we get these photos to me to be able to do the readings for you? So uninterrupted indeed. Thank you, Janie. All right, so these are okay. So Janie, did you just have something that happened big in your world? Like, was there a baby or something that just happened, a big life change in your circle? Something's going on there, and I'm not feeling like I'm intuiting it from spirit. I feel like I saw it on Facebook, and I wanted to make a mention of it. So I no offense to spirit. I just didn't want to claim to be intuiting something I wasn't. So because it's very important to integrity and honesty and all those things. All right, so a couple of cards, and then we're going to do, I'm just going to pull one or two of these, and we're going to go into some readings. I know a lot of you are waiting for card readings, so we're going to hit right into that. So this card is, now we're back into the Wisdom of the Oracle deck from Colette Baron Reed, and this is not for you, and this is just this reminder as we're going forward to stay in our lane, to not to pick up someone else's trash, to not pick up, and I don't mean trash, if you see trash on the ground, of course pick it up, put it in the trash can, but I'm talking about someone else's drama, someone else's baggage. You know, this is a really important year of boundaries, to be able to say, you know, I want to support this, but I don't need to, you know, jump into the car with people, right? To be able to say, you know, I can support, to create those boundaries, and to know, yes, they're telling me, I get to the point I'm rambling about it. So just to stay in your lane, okay? Someone else's drama, you can love them, you can send support, you can send prayers and all those things. You don't necessarily have to jump in and try and fix it for them, okay? Because it's not our lane. So remembering when things are not for you, to stay in your lane, okay? All right, and then one more card that's going to be part about this is the never-ending story, and this comes in upside down. So the never-ending story is just really sits right on the back of not for you, because the never-ending story, when it's upside down, is like, are you in someone else's story? Are you in someone else's? Did you get in their car for the road trip up there to their, you know, drama town? Get out of the car. Stay in your own car. We don't need to be caught up in someone else's story and we don't need to be caught up in someone else's, you know, someone else's drama. I teach so often about the 3 questions, and some of you have been with me a while know about the 3 questions, right? Is this my drama, problem, situation, whatever, conundrum, whatever it is? Is this mine? Do I have the power to fix it? Okay, so yes, no, whatever. Do I have the power to fix it? 3rd question, super, super important. Did anybody ask me to get involved? Did anybody ask me to fix it? Okay, so I have a very dear friend, someone who I just love to pieces, and we've been friends for decades, and she very tragically lost her son very unexpectedly, just a complete shock to the system, even to myself. I still feel very unsettled about it. Has not even been a week, and it's just a horrible situation. And my first instinct was to get on a plane or get in the car and go where she is, because she's not local to me. And I said, I'm in the car if you need me. Tell me what to do. I'm in the car. And it's a terrible thing to put on someone who's dealing with such a trauma to say, you tell me. But I said, I want to come and be there if that would be of service to you. And she's like, well, I don't really know what there is for you to do right now, but I'll keep you posted. And we have been in communication, and it wasn't the right time for me to come, and there may be a time for me to come when there's actual service and things like that later, and I will be there because it will be more of service to her. And right now she needs, could I help? Yeah, probably. Does she want me to? Not right now. And so we respect that. So never ending story, don't get involved in someone else's drama. Okay, I love her, I'm there for her, I am right by her side in every way that I can be that is appropriate to her boundaries and to mine. Okay, so these are the things that are really important right now. Okay, so as we are seeing this onset of Pluto about to change signs, and we're going to come into the full moon, and the 2024 really getting ready to gear up and get into some more energy, staying in our lane, having our boundaries. These things become super important. Knowing who we are, the meerkat, right? The meerkat, knowing who we are and how we're showing up in the world. Okay, and having those boundaries, bringing back something beautiful and filled with light and love for the collective, okay, for yourself and for the benefit of others. Yes, absolutely. Is this my problem? Janie asked, can she hear the 3 questions again? I'm working on the book about it. Is this my problem, situation, or conundrum? Is it mine? Do I have the power to fix it? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Did anybody ask me to fix it? Did somebody say, can you help me with this? Because if nobody said, can you help me with this, guess what? It's not yours. Even if you can. And so often we're like, I know exactly what to do. This is what... Nobody asked you. And here's the one my husband loves to add. This one is number 4. Do you really want your karma tied up in whatever all that is, that you can't see what's underneath of it because it's not yours to start with? And so that's a really big number 4. Okay? All right. So, y'all know the drill. There's a lot of you today. It's awesome. So excited to see you all here. Y'all know the drill. You want a card. Now's the time. What's the best part? The cards or my husband? All right. What's card, please? Yes, you have to. If you want a card, you've got to ask. Ask one time, please. Only put your comment in there one time, because otherwise, there's so many of you, I lose the things. And I do go in the order of the comments. Yeah, that is the best part. That's my guy. So I have to share. So today is my younger one's 23rd birthday. I don't know how that happened. And on last Wednesday was my older one's 26th birthday. Don't know how that happened. So very excited to see the older one starting his new job tomorrow. It's very exciting. And my younger one, 23 years old today. Holy cow. All right, so we scrolling. All right, so we've got Bianca out in the West Coast in the Washington State area. Message in a bottle, Bianca, message in a bottle. And this is card number 15. So 1 and 5 is 6. So it seems like you maybe are over, where is my little flashlight? You are maybe over the hump of some things that have been stumbling blocks right now. But message in the bottle reminds you that you will find things in the right time. So if you look at the thing, you look at the stork, he's sitting on the bottle, he's looking back into it, there's a telescope that's he's got. He's not worried about where we're going, okay? He's not worried about what's going on. He's like, I'm observing what's going on around me. The seas are calm, everything is cool, there's not, you've got, there's nothing threatening around this, but there's more going on than what meets the eye, Bianca, and it just reminds us that we are to follow the heart. Messages in the bottle are that deeper meaning, the things that people really pour out their heart and put their message in the bottle and throw it out into the ocean. If you've ever watched the movie, it's something deeper and more heartfelt. And so this is a guidance to not worry about what's going on, to know that if the message has been, the bottle's been found, the message has been received, then you're past the hardest part, and to know that this is about going forwards from the most heartfelt place, and knowing that that there's something deeper to, that you're not looking at the surface, meaning that there's something deeper that's resonant and that's guiding you, something deeper that's pulling you along, pushing you along, that's leading you in that direction. So allow for that connection of the heart. Okay, so I hope that helps my dear friend Bianca. Ellen Jane needs some ambition. Girl, this is the month for it, right? This is the Capricorn time. This is the time of motivation and getting in gear and getting started. And you know, the thing is, when we need some ambition, we need some direction, maybe sometimes more than what we need a card, is we need a brain dump. And I actually walked through this the other day with somebody, a brain dump, where you just grab a pad of paper, or you know, I think it's better with a pad of paper, I have to say, that you just start writing down everything, because especially as women, we get so accustomed to having so much stuff that's in our heads, and we're trying to compartmentalize, and we're trying to oh, Bianca, I'm so glad. Yay, love you, love you. So we're so caught up, and we're so trying to compartmentalize and like keep everything straight and organized and remember all these things in our mind. The brain can't do all of that, and we have so much stuff to think about and worry about, and that if you take a yellow notepad or whatever notepad, and you just literally start writing down everything and anything that you feel like you need to remember, to worry about, to do, anything on your to-do list, pay the phone bill, feed the dog, buy more dog food, wash the car, call your mother, apply for that job. Oh, Rose Priestess, you're a spammer and you're blocked. Bye. See you later. Bye. 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 So anything that you are, if you're a spammer, leave. I'm going to ban you. It's that simple. Bye. Writing down anything, everything that you can think of, that just put it on the list, and then just grab a couple highlighters, right? Grab a couple highlighters and put, you know, green is work, pink is fun stuff, blue is family, however you want to color code it, doesn't matter. And then you can separate out the lists, and you can say, okay, these are all my green things, these are all my blue things, these are all whatever. And then you can, from those lists, you can say, what is the number one priority for me to get done on this list? On this list. And now you can create what Mary Kay always called the 6 most important things to do list, where you can say, okay, these are the 6 most important things I have got to get done today. When you can do that, because especially we're so in the habit of putting 60 things on our list that we cannot motivate ourselves to even do one, or we do 15 and we berate ourselves for not doing all 60. And 15 is an astonishing number of people, things, stuff to do in a day, and we berate ourselves. And so if you can do a brain dump, you take all this pressure off of your head and your heart and your shoulders, because you're not now trying to carry it all right here, and you allow this to come out onto the paper, you organize it into the colors, you create the list, and you say, okay, what is it I actually really need to do? Well, I'm going to start with that one thing, and then I'm going to do that other thing. And then if it is something about the ambition of being able to go forward on your particular path, then the thing that I would also suggest for that, and this all comes from the life coaching stuff. Y'all know I was certified life coach? So this all comes from the life coaching stuff. So when you're looking at motivation and ambition to go on your path, then first of all, know where are you trying to go. When you get into the car, you have to tell the GPS where to go. You don't need to know how to go there, but if you don't know where that is, GPS doesn't know where to even start. So where are we trying to go? And so once you know what the goal is, then look at from the, there's a picture, and it's a quote by Martin Luther King of a stairway. It's like stone steps, and each step is painted with like a part of his speech or something like that. I love that image, because all we have to know is what is the next step. We don't have to know all of it. We don't have to know the 10 steps to stardom. We just need to know, what do I got to do right now? So if you want to be a star, okay, well, first, do you have some headshots? Do you have any classes that you've taken to learn to be an actor? Do you have an agent? Have you gone on any, so we can't manifest if we're from the armchair. We've got to get in the game. But in order to get in the game, we have to know what is the first thing that we're going to do, like where is the first step. But also we have to know where we're going. Okay, so to get that back to Ellen Jane about ambition, the card that I pulled for you is All That Glitters. So as you are looking for that ambition, Ellen, keep in mind that if you're looking for the fame and the fortune and the shiny and the da-da-da, that might not be, want isn't enough, Janie says. But yeah, so Ellen, if you are, and that's true. So Ellen, if you're wanting the fame and the fortune, da-da-da, look a little deeper and make sure that it's what you really want, first of all, because all that fame and fortune and whatnot, that's hard to carry. And I'm not saying the fame and fortune is what you're looking for, but in this, it is about choosing what is really in your heart and not what just looks good on paper or what other people have said you should want, right? Those of you who've been watching me for a long time may have heard this story before, where I was working on earning my first pink Cadillac with Mary Kay Cosmetics. I didn't earn it for the longest time because it wasn't my goal, but it was the goal that everybody else told me I should have. And when I was working on the things that were my goals, it led to the first Mary Kay pink Cadillac. So, but I was working on the stuff that was really important for me. The Cadillac was a byproduct. But to have people, all these people who told me the Cadillac was the goal, and I'm like, that isn't my goal, and so therefore there was no Cadillac until I worked on the things that were for me. Because all that glitters wasn't what was important to me, it was the stuff that was underneath. So Ellen, as you're looking at what it is that you want, make sure that you're looking underneath to what is it that's really important to you, and then to ask yourself, what is the one thing I can do to go forward toward that goal today? What is one thing? And when you go forward in that one thing, you'll have a little bit higher perspective. You stepped up that step, you'll be able to look around and go, all right, I can see a little further now, so I'm going to step up another step, and then I can see a little bit further. And so every step that we take will give us more guidance and some information and direction on the next step to take. So I know that was a hugely long thing for Ellen, and hopefully that is a benefit to more than just Ellen. Jen Steiner, this is Colette Viren Reed's Wisdom of the Oracle deck. It's a great deck. This is what Colette teaches from, and I find it to be, I find it to be super, I just find it to be such a great deck. So the second time today that Ellen had a list recommended to do what's underneath. So, well, there you go. If it's twice that it's come up for you, then it sounds like you're on the right path. So that's awesome. All right, that's awesome. All right, let me go back where we were. All right, so we're going to try and go a little faster so we're not here all night. Where was it? Okay, Kimmy Smith has... Okay, so Kimmy Smith, this is a change in the wind, but it's upside down. And so this is a reminder for you not to resist the change, because when you're looking at the change in the wind, look, he's a zebra, he's got his house on, the wind is going along, he's got everything that with him that he needs to go forward, but the wind is, if you look at the little flags, the wind is in his face, and so the wind is, he's going into the wind, okay? And so this can mean that change is going to be a little bit of a challenge right now, but we're still ready to go forward, right? We're all packed up, we're ready to go, and we are not, and you can see his like back foot, if you ever watch the animals, like, because they have their front foots and their back foots, he's not standing with his 4 feet 2 and 2. He's got that back foot position. He's ready to walk, okay? We're ready to walk. So Kimmy, the change is coming. It might be a little bit bumpy, but as it's upside down, you're reminded that change is for the good, and you're reminded to just keep walking. And a little bit of what we were just talking about for Ellen is just take that step and it'll lead you to the next step, right? And not to worry too much about what is, the next, am I doing it right? Is this right? Is it right? And not to worry about that stuff, just step. Okay, so that's awesome. That's awesome for Tony. That's awesome for Kimmy. I had the opportunity to spend some time with Colette in, where were we? Not Phoenix, but it was Arizona. It was Sonoma. I had we really had some time to talk with her one-on-one. It was such a gift, and just really such an amazing, amazing human that she is. So we are all very, very blessed to have her in our spaces. So yay. All right. So going back, Ellen, Jane, Kimmy, Janie. Janie wants a card. Janie's card is why. And this card also came in upside down, Janie. So this card comes in upside down. Why? And this is, she was talking to me about my purple hair. It was really fun. So this card is the why. So someone's at the front. It's just a delivery. I think it's the delivery. So this... puppies. So, Jamie, this is about knowing why you're doing things. It's the same. Oh, it's not a delivery. Do I need to come there? No. Oh, okay. Sorry. Somebody's actually at my door. Okay. So this is. Sorry. So, all right. Jeannie, what is it you're working on and why? What is it that is motivating you? What is you pushing you forward? What is it that is allowing you or motivating you? What is it that is moving you forward or spurring you into action? And Jeannie, just make sure that you know that not just the why, but that is it your true why, because it comes in upside down. So this is a bit not just about knowing your why, but it's also about making sure that it's the right why. And that, again, like the pink Cadillac story, that it's your why and not someone else's why. Okay, that's what we're trying to go. Sorry, it's a little bit distracting because my son is standing in the doorway talking to somebody. But I think it's his friend. So awesome. So okay, so all right, let's go back. All right, so we did Jeannie, we did Kelly. Okay, Kelly's turn. Dylan, in or out? Okay, Kelly's turn. Okay, so Kelly, the fates. You went out. The fates. So this is about trusting and knowing that you're not alone, Kelly, and knowing that you have support around you and that it's okay for you to lean into it. Because look, she's hugging herself. She's all covered with stars. She knows how much she's loved by the universe. She knows they are wrapping her up in love and they are wrapping her up in support and safety and comfort and keeping her protected. And this is the card for you. So there you go. I love that card. That is my favorite card when it comes up. It's like, it just tells you that they're with you, right? It just is a clear reminder that they're with you, and what better, could there be? All right, so that was Kelly. Tony. This is upside down, and this is to be fair, but this is upside down, Tony. So when we have to be fair, to be upside down, we want to make sure that we are allowing things to happen, and that we are having that part about control, right? The to be fair reminds us that things are not always fair, but if we can let go of what we control, what we can't control, and just allow things to develop, that we will be, again, covered by the fates and surrounded with that love and protection. But this just reminds us that it is that everything is going to work itself out, because when you look at it right side up, it's a beautiful sunny day, and they're reminding you that, staying in your lane and that everything is balanced. There's balance in the universe, but if you are being there's balance in the universe, but if you are not staying in your lane, then you, because you're trying to control things, right? Those things that is that yours or not, that it is, you throw things off balance, and now you create more tumult than what was necessary. So you are very wise, Tony. So I know that when I say to you, release what you can't control and allow things to unfold, I know you know exactly what to do. So Tony is a very awake human being. So hi, Lee Ramsey, who's new here. All right, so welcome. All right, so we have, okay, Michelle. And all right, so we are going. Okay, so a jumper card for Michelle. Okay, so this card, Michelle, is orphaned. This is orphaned, and it's such a dark and bleary, you're welcome, Tony. It's such a dark and bleary card, but it's not, right? This card reminds us to go into ourselves. This card reminds us to trust our inner guidance, that we're not alone, that we are never really alone. We might feel like we're orphaned, or that we are detached from community right now, but it's up to us. Do we need this time to stay, because orphaned is not the same as abandoned, okay? So do we need this time to cocoon and to heal ourselves, to be in touch with ourselves? Is it time for us to get comfortable in our own space, to know ourselves better? And this is what it feels like is sharing for Michelle, is it's time for you to take a minute and say, okay, I need to be okay with myself. I need to get centered on what it is that I want, who I am, who I want to be, and make sure that I am in touch with me before I connect back out to the community, okay? All right, so we're going to go to Kathy, and then we have Jen. All right, and I just keep scrolling back down to the bottom of the comments just to make sure no, scammy people come in. So we have Kathy. And Kathy, this card is round and round, and it also comes in upside down. And so you have this, the Fibonacci numbers and the sacred geometry, right, with those swirls. And that tells you that it tells you that things are the way they're supposed to be, that everything has a pattern, has an order, has a way about it. And with these things, it reminds us that we don't have to stay on the merry-go-round of someone else's drama. We can, we don't have to stay on the merry-go-round of our drama, that when we continue to go around and we're coming back to the same places and we say to ourselves, I'm learning this again. Why do I have to keep learning this lesson over and over again? Why do I have to keep coming back to these same places? It's trying to get you to evolve. It's trying to say, okay, you're here and you understood this lesson at this level. Now we've come back around. It's time for you to learn it at a higher level, a higher vibration, because you're growing. So when it feels frustrating that we're back in this, why am I back in the same place? Ask yourself, am I really back in the same place, or am I at a higher level about it? Am I in a different, like a different perspective of it? Can I see it from a different way? What am I missing that I should have learned the first time, or I could have learned, I only could have learned the first time? What am I missing that I could be learning now to see the situation from a different perspective for my own evolution and for the betterment of all involved, okay? So if it feels like you're coming back to the same place again and again, it's okay, because it's you have this opportunity to see it a different way. So asking, what is it that I'm missing, becomes super important, okay? All right. Where did I leave off? Okay. So we did Michelle, we did Kathy. Jen! Oh, look, Alice Terry is a spammer. Banned. Nope, you're not skipped. You're not skipped. I just did it. Sometimes so there's a couple things that happens with the, yep, so now I got a couple people who are going to be skipped. So Jen Steiner's going to be next, and then it's going to be Bonnie Bond. So here's a couple things that happen. One is, this is why I keep scrolling back down to the comments between everybody, because the spammers come in and they push the comments out of the window that I can see, and I can't scroll back any further, so I can't see the comments. And so then people do get missed. And so I always ask, if somebody got missed, we're going to make sure we can make it right. So Jen, you're next, and then Bonnie. And so there's only a window that I can see of the comments. And so if the spammers come in and they start bumping up the comments, then I can't, yes, Kathy, absolutely. Then I can't see those comments. So right now, all right, so I got to write this down, because because Tracy's going to be, all right, so we've got Jen, Steiner, Bonnie, Bond, and then Tracy, because already I can see the comments got pushed up. So, and then Tracy, and then birthday wishes for my kids, which is great. Thank you. And Nessa, welcome. Hang in there with us. Okay, so all right, if you've already put in your comment, just give me a minute to catch up, and then we'll be able to go forward, because I know I'm missing people, and so I make sure we're going to get everybody, okay? So this is for Jen Steiner, so this is by the book, and so this is the Elephants on Parade, Elephants on Parade. I love Winnie the Pooh. So you can see, and this comes in upside down. So this is just a reminder that things have to go the way that they have to go, that it's important that you're not trying to take shortcuts, that you have to do the work, and you are allowed and encouraged and supported to walk in the footsteps of those who came before you, because they're leading the way for you, and they're leading the way for you to be successful by following along and working in co-creation. And so you can see the elephants they've got this beautiful sunny sky, this beautiful day, it's the flat terrain, they're moving forward together, they're working with their village, they're working in co-creation, but you can't jump, the little guy can't jump from the back to the line to be the leader of the pack. You've got to pay your dues, you've got to do the work to get there. So there's not the shortcuts. This is a reminder that you've got to stay the course, but that you are absolutely going in the right direction. Okay, so that's going to be for Jen Steiner. And then we're going to have Bonnie Bond, and then we're going to have Tracy. Okay, and then I think we'll be getting caught up, so that's good. So Bonnie. So Bonnie, again, we have the Fates. We saw this card come through before, so we know that we are loved, we are protected, we are in co-creation with the universe, we are being protected, and we are being loved and supported by the universe. So Bonnie, that is a great card. It truly is my favorite card. So, all right, so we have Bonnie, and then we have Tracy. So Bonnie, it's a good time to ask for what you want, too. So if you are of the couple people that got the Fates card, it's a good time to ask for what you want, because if they're giving you support and that wrapping that blanket of protection and love around you, it's a good time for that. So you are welcome, my friend Jen. I love you very much. All right, so this is for Tracy. Tracy, this is a card of peace. So first of all, I want you to notice, first of all, it's upright. Second of all, I want you to notice how green. There's a real green hue to this card, right? I'm trying to get it where the light's not glaring on it. There's a real green hue, which is the earth, which is love, which is prosperity, which is health, which is money, which is connection to the heart, right? And I want you to understand the egg there, so you can see the little face inside. The egg is possibility. The egg is what you're creating. The egg is what you are bringing into the world. But this egg is not hatched yet. This egg is your future, your potential, your idea, where you want to go, what you want to do. It's all the possibility. It's like the seed of the tree, right? The seed contains all the potential to be the oak tree, all inside that little nut, right? So this is the egg. It says everything is possible right now. Everything is absolutely possible right now. And I also want to point out the birds that are flying, that are in peace, and they're just going woo, and they're just enjoying. So this is about being at peace, being in good health, and enjoying this time, knowing that where you're choosing to go in the direction that you're going in is absolutely right, and that all things are possible for you right now. But we've got to get healthy first, right? So I know my friend is dealing with a health challenge, and I'm hoping that it is getting better every day. And this is just to remind you that things will come back to greener pastures for you as well. So, all right, so let's do, hi, Lizzie McLeod, first time watching. We talked to Jen about the thing, Ellen and Tony and Kimmy and Tony and Kimmy and Kelly and Lee is new and Shawana and Lee would love a card. Awesome. You are welcome, my dear friend. All right. Lee would love a card. All right. So awesome. Lee Ramsey would love a card. Absolutely. So this is poised, but this also comes in upside down. This card is poised. And so when we have the poised card, we're looking at not being so perfect, right? We don't have to have it all figured out. We don't have to impress others. We may not be ready yet, right? So poised, we're not quite there yet. We're still figuring it out. We're still, putting the pieces in place and ready to be like, now I'm ready for my close-up, right? So we're not there yet. And it's okay, because you're definitely on the right path, but you keep going in the direction that you're going. You're wanting the right things, and you're working towards the right things, Lee, but allowing yourself to give yourself grace and time to grow. Right? And those are the two things I feel like are so difficult for us, because we're in an instant gratification society. We want it right now, right? And if we're not good at it, then we don't want it. But if it comes easy and it's awesome, then of course we want it, right? So allowing ourselves grace and time to grow. So Lee, you're in a definite place of growth, and if you allow yourself that time to marinate a little bit, then you'll be ready. You'll be ready for that close up. Absolutely promise. So, all right, and Kathy and Nessa. And then I think Nessa is the last one. So, all right, we'll do one more card for the collective after we're done. And then just as, oh, I'm so glad, Lee. And then just as a reminder, we do turn off the comments when we're done here because we want to make sure that we are not opening you up to the spammers and scammers and all of that kind of stuff. So, Nessa, this card says blessed. It says blessed. Excuse me, this card says blessed. And it's right side up and it's everything. And so I love that she is just sitting. She's in prayer pose. She's in her little snail shell. She's got her wings back. She is just totally at peace and knowing that she is in the right place in her own space in the universe and that she is on the right path and that she is she's allowing things to unfold in front of her. She is just open to the possibilities. And so Nessa, that is such a big message for all of us of being open to the possibilities. We know this is going to be a shifting year, and to remember to stay in that place of gratitude, right? To remember that we have the fates. They are wrapped in love and blankets and blessings and protections around us. We know things may get a little wobbly as we go through this 24 year, but that we have the opportunity to stay in that place of love and gratitude, and that when we are in that space, it is a blessing for us and for those around us. And we are all interconnected like the mycelium of the trees. We are all connected. So when one of us is remembering to stay in that place of love and gratitude and we share it with each other, it just magnifies out like the ripples on the pond. So I don't even think we need another card. We're all going to end on Nessa's last beautiful blessed card. And it is a reminder for all of us how we are so loved, we are so protected, we are so much more powerful to create and co-create with the universe than we think, than we believe that we are. And as I tell you every single week, to always just remember how very much you are loved. And I will look forward to seeing you on Thursday. We will have meditation this week, but if I watch the posts, because if I can figure out how to get this where we can do some photo readings on Thursday, then we'll see if we can start it for this week, and we'll see if we can try and make it work. So if anybody wants to send me some photos and try and put them in the comments on the post that was before this one, because I'm going to close the comments on this post. If you want to see if you can upload a photo, if not, if you want to send it to me through the messenger function, that's awesome as well. And we'll look forward to seeing what we can do going forward from there. And so I wish you all a wonderful, peaceful day off, and hopefully if you're having a day off, and Martin Luther King Day. And hopefully it's warm and sunny where you are. It's not here. So I look forward to seeing you all next Monday or on Thursday. And always remember how so very much you are loved. Mwah.